A new study out today by the CDC finds that 3 out of every 5 people in the U.S. have been infected with COVID, and 3 in 4 children have contracted the virus. And here to talk about all this is UC Berkeley Infectious Disease expert, Dr. John Schwarzberg. So, Doctor, thanks for joining us. Let's start with that news about Remdesivir. The FDA now saying this is even safe for babies just a few weeks old. So how important is this since the vaccine has not yet been approved for kids or younger kids, shall I say?
Yeah, well, that's the point. There's no vaccine for these kids, so they have no protection. And we saw from the study today how many kids are getting infected. So it's great to have this in our armamentarium for these kids who get really sick and need to be treated. Fortunately, kids don't get really sick often, but they do. And up until now, we haven't had a tool in our toolkit to really help them a great deal. So a child who's moderately ill, still at home, but moderately ill, may be a candidate for this, and certainly it may very well and likely will prevent hospitalization.
All right, let's talk about Pfizer's treatment pill Paxlovid. It's been shown to reduce hospitalization and death from the virus by 90%. The White House wants to make it more available to lower risk patients through pharmacies. How could this make a huge impact as we navigate this kind of new normal of variants and really living with COVID?
Well, as I said, we know how contagious this virus is. It's very hard to avoid it. And people get sick from it, as we know. So having Paxlovid and some of the other treatments available for people who are home, sick, may be at risk for progressing to more serious disease, taking Paxlovid, it almost guarantees you're not going to wind up in the hospital. 5 days, and that's it. So it's really wonderful to have. And it's wonderful to have now. And if there's another variant around the corner that, God forbid, is as bad as Delta was in terms of how sick Delta made us, Paxlovid will be a godsend at that point.
And speaking of variants, we're seeing cases in the Bay Area rising as well, up to 110% from just a month ago. Hospitalizations are also starting to tick up. So are we seeing a fifth surge?
Well, we're seeing a wave. There's no question about that. I don't think we should be calling it a surge yet, but it's going up. It's like a foothill right now. And what we don't know is this a foothill to a big mountain in front of it? That is a real surge, or is it foothill and it's just going to come down again gradually, much like last April with the Alpha variant? No way of knowing, but the bottom line for me is let's take advantage of this period of time when we're having just a wave of this and do everything we can to, number one, not let it turn into a surge, and number two, to really bring together our resources in case there's something bad around the corner.
Yeah, I'm curious what your opinion is now, Doctor. We've lifted the mask mandates for traveling and on public transit in many areas. You're seeing more people walk around without masks, and even in San Francisco, which was generally very conservative. What do you think about how our world has kind of turned around and seeing these cases uptick? Do you think that we should go back to wearing masks?
Well, I think everybody predicted that we would be seeing an uptick in cases. And we know that when there's an uptick in cases, almost always hospitalizations tend to follow that, usually about two plus weeks later. So that's, I think, what we're seeing here. And we've got an extremely contagious virus. As a matter of fact, this BA 2.1, 2.1 is incredibly contagious, even more so than BA.2, which was much more than what we had in December and January. So we're facing a very contagious virus, and we're not using the same level of precautions we were before. So to answer your question more directly, I'm being very careful. When I'm out in public, outdoors, I don't worry about wearing a mask. Indoors with people I don't know, I've got not only a mask on, but I've got a very good mask on, N95, KN95, for example, and not only a very good mask on, but a very good mask that fits very well. I want to be protected beyond what I have from the vaccines.
And that means covering the nose and the mouth, like we've been talking about for 2 years. It's a good reminder.
All right, well, always good information. Thank you for your thoughts, Dr. Schwarzberg, and thanks for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you.